Hey everyone, JVD here from The Villains Man, bringing you another comic book review over the Invincible Iron Man, issue 6 through 11, The War Machines. Basically, this book, it's more of a, I want to assume, build up for the future of what's to come with Iron Man. You really don't get a definitive story, but more of lead-ins up to stories. Not gonna lie, with the reboot arc, I was really upset with Mary Jane showing up, but it kind of turned out to work in the better because Tony's love interest, the doctor, it's Amara, who has the cure for the mutant genome. They're really pushing that forward, so I was glad to see that, and I didn't get no Tony Stark hitting on MJ. That would really make me mad. But you don't ever find out what Madame Mask had stole from the Stark Tower in Tokyo. It starts off with Rhodey investigating that. Basically, he winds up tracking this woman who calls herself Tomo, and he gets kidnapped by her, and she even takes his armor from him, which plays out later on in the book once Tony finds out he's missing, and he goes to track him down. And they come across this woman, Tomo, who basically takes their armor from them, and you think that it's maybe some type of magnet, because she winds up taking Spider-Man's web shooters because Mary Jane contacts Spider-Man for Tony Stark because he needs some help, and Pete just happened to be in Japan. We'll come to find out she's an Inhuman, and the Terrigen Cloud had developed her powers, and she can control machinery. She can take it over for a short amount of time. And basically, she's wanting to do what Hydra and AIM and all them other sorts of organizations could not do, and basically, defeat all the heroes and be a mainstay of power. Another storyline you get is they kind of briefly touch on Amara and her Alzheimer's cure, and Victor Von Doom shows up and tells her that you need human test subject, and he's really pushing that. He had brought that up to her in the first arc, and they kind of bring that up, and he's like, if you ever want to do this, let me know, and he's willing to help her. We get the debut of Riri Williams, who is a student at MIT. Apparently, she's very young. And she builds her own Iron Man armor and starts to do some superheroing. So she's about to be very big in the story. As for MJ, Tony and Doom, with her fight with Mask, destroyed her nightclub in Chicago. So he's here to offer her a job. And she's turning it down because she talked to Pepper Potts. And basically, she still knows, after Secret War, the deal she made with Mephisto from One More Day and Brand New Day, that she would always remember that, she was in love with Pete and Pete was Spider-Man. But so apparently she still remembers that because she gave Tony Pete's contact information. So basically, when Tony's undercover trying to bust this woman Tomo and her organization wide open, his company is going to be taken over by the board, and the board hires Ghost, who has become one of my favorite, I guess, B or C list villains. Ever since he showed up in Thunderbolts, they really developed that character, and he kind of went away, and it was nice to see him here again. But Tony needs her to be his executive administrator while he's undercover, just for the fact that the board cannot take over, and he doesn't lose Stark Enterprises. So it was really nice to see that they did that with her, instead of doing some weird love thing with her and Tony. Another thing we're getting is Doom is still trying to prove himself. And here, after the upcoming Civil War 2, we learned that we're getting I guess that is an Iron Man title with Dr. Doom, Inferior Iron Man, or Notorious Iron Man, something like that. I don't remember the title. It's something I'm really looking for the reading. It probably made me sound like an idiot to the fact that I cannot tell you the name of that title. But like I said, there's not a lot to the story. It's all just build up towards all these little things as go on in the book. We still don't know what Madame Mask stole from Tony at Tokyo. We still don't know who this Tomo is and what her organization is. She's just calling herself the Technical Golem for the ability to steal, technology. And she escapes. Rhodey gets a hold of the Avengers while Tony is undercover with her. And he basically gets the new group, this all different Avengers group, led by the Falcon, to basically shut her down with S.H.I.E.L.D. And she escapes. And it really got me thinking, if her inhuman ability was to basically take control of technology. Tony has this BioWare on his face, which basically disguises his face. And why could she not take that? Why did she not know that was there if she could do this? Because she took Pete's web shooters. So they do a really good job in the book about disguising that, because Bendis is a very, very awesome writer. I really love his stuff. He does a really good way of letting you think that maybe it's a magnet or it's a telekinesis that takes these. Then come to find out, no, it's her ability for being inhuman. And I'm very curious to see what they do with her, because, like I said, her Shogo, I think, is her right hand woman, I should say. She winds up getting captured by S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers at the end, and she escapes. So there's still some ongoing plot line from this story with Tomo, what mask though, Doom trying to better himself, and Amara wondering if she can trust Doom, who's wanting to help her progress her scientific needs. So I'm very curious to see how this is all going to play up once Civil War II gets here, which I'm very excited to start reading, especially to finish up the story. And as for Riri Williams, I'm not very excited about that character. I'm not really excited about reading her book, but it's still going to be Invincible Iron Man with her in the title. So I guess I'm going to give it a shot, because Bendis is writing it. Bendis usually doesn't disappoint. But I'm JBD. This has been my review for Iron Man, The War Machines. Keep reading, guys.